After hitting with overdrive flash knuckle, cancel into eraser. Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me? What? So that's OD knuckle. There's no way. Did I do it? I did it. Holy cow. How the hell did I do that? Hit thing right after you press thing, and then thing right after pressing thing. I feel like people cannot appreciate how hard this actually is to do. Getting a feel for how these combos flow together? Not really. Input, kick after punch, combo into sandblast, into pale rider. Easily, super easily, yeah. Try doing like you normally would, but stick a punch in there in the middle. What the does that mean? Use this when you're feeling overwhelmed with inputs and feel like you're not gonna have time to do what you want. I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed now. I feel like I am in like AP chemistry, and I didn't even get to regular P chemistry. So hey yo, howdy, hey y'all there. Today is the day we start something new, and I have been wanting to play this game for quite a long time. From everything I've read, this is the premier fighting game out there, Street Fighter 6, and it just looks like a ton of fun, quite the challenge to undertake. But before I start here, I want it on the record. Part of the reason of me recording this video here today, I have not played this game at all, other than a few minutes on the demo, just to like kind of test it out, see if I'd like it, see if I'd get into it. Have not played Street Fighter 6. I am a complete noob, okay? Furthermore, I haven't played a Street Fighter since Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. That is the last Street Fighter game that I played. So no Street Fighter 5, no 4, none of the modern titles. It goes all the way back to Super Nintendo for me. But I loved Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. I played that game so obsessively. It was the only thing that my mother could think of to prevent my autistic meltdown. So I do have a lot of experience on Street Fighter 2 and some general fighting game experience. Played a lot of Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. So I'm familiar with the concepts. By no means am I adept, expert, anything like that whatsoever. So this will be a very new undertaking for me, and I'm excited. So let's go. Let's get into it. You didn't come here to hear me babble about my meltdowns as a child. You came here to see me do the thing. And this video is going to be the tutorial. We're just going to do the tutorial. We're going to start out from the ground up, from the base, from the bottom up, and see what we can do here in tutorial. You know what? Let's just go all the way from the bottom all the way up to the top here. So we're starting at the very beginning, the basics. You gotta master the basics. I feel like I have a fairly good intuitive understanding of basics in fighting games. Okay, we're gonna do classic controls because I'm not taking no shortcuts here. So classic controls. Oh, we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk back and forth. See, we're walking with Luke. And I think Ryu is probably the character I would like make the run with. You got a dash. Ryu was my character on Street Fighter 2 on the Super. That was my go-to. We got a jump here. Yeah, so like these are all the very bottom basics here. Jumping, moving, quick attack, light attack, whatever you want to call it. We got medium attack, bam. Pretty simple. And we got heavy attack, yep. So it's pretty similar to the layout of the original Street Fighter. I do remember that. We got a crouch. Yeah, where like, your bumper was like the heavy attack, and then, we got an airborne attack. Oop, there we go, okay. pretty simple here. And you know, I'm not even gonna like try to overwhelm myself with like complicated combos. We got a block here. We're blocking. Yep. I think that's probably a trap that a lot of people fall into starting out. They want to learn like real complicated combo. What is this, a down block? Yeah, down block. And you're not. That's not what's gonna win you games. What's gonna win you games are the fundamentals, the basics. Oh, we got a throw. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. I think I understand that now. Oh, is this a throw escape? Throw tech, yep. Okay. So throw tech's the same as the offense. Oh, we got a special move here. Okay. Alright, here's where it's gonna get. That's it, right? Okay, yep. So kind of the same as the first. Yeah, same there. We got the D-pad inputs. Okay, yep. There's our dragon punch. Okay. So it's kind of coming back to me just from the same layout. Okay, now we got a super art gauge. Okay, that's our bottom corner gauge. We got 3 levels. Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. There it is. Okay, so just double motion on the D-pad. Same as you would do, like your special. And then this is a level 2 super. Okay, so opposite direction. Okay, yep. That's a short range one. I think these inputs can get overwhelming at first, but they're really a little more fluid than you would think. Like if you just kind of make all of your motions in one swift. Is that a kick? Okay, and that's his level 3 super. Okay. I don't really know any of the character stuff yet, but I imagine a lot of them kind of follow that same input pattern, like pulls up whenever your attack hits, never forget you have something. Okay, and that's okay. And now we got the drive gauge. Okay. And that is these 6 bars up here at the top under the health meter. Drive gauge. This is new. They didn't have this in Super Nintendo. Drive impact. Okay, I've been hearing this word same time before. Okay, yep. I have been seeing this. This is something that you want to like incorporate it on the wall and okay. So you can absorb attacks with this and then break through your opponent's attack. Interesting. Okay. And they can break a corner block. Oh, okay. So ideally you probably want to use this when you've got them cornered. Trap them in the corner. Drive parry. Oh, okay. So we're parrying with... Oh, triangle 0. Okay, so that kind of parries them. Interesting. Okay. Wow, this is getting a lot already. They cannot defend against throws. Okay. So if they go to drive parry, you want to try to throw. Perfect parry is performing a drive parry moment to hit you. Invaluable to our counterattack. Interesting. Okay. Try to defend against my drive impact with a drive parry. Okay, very cool. So the drive impact can be kind of deflected with the drive parry. React to my drive impact with one of your own. Okay, so I gotta time my drive impact. Ah, that's brutal. Okay. Wow, I can already see how the timing of things of this gets really... Okay, and now we got burnout. Oh, okay, so our drive gauge can go all the way down. This is what they're talking about when they use the burnout. When they use that term. And I'm guessing that's bad. Okay, so we hit with a drive, impact, and burnout, and oh, that gives us a stun. Okay. Okay, so avoid burnout is what I'm hearing with this one. We do not want to be in burnout. Rules of engagement. Yeah, vitality, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, makes sense. Knockout, yeah, we know that stuff. Timer, yeah, most health wins. Pretty surface stuff. Let's practice what we've taught. Oh, I get practice a fight. Oh, we're in a real fight now? Okay. Oh, and I get fireballed right off the bat. There we go. Oh, and I get air punished. That sucks. Okay, I definitely have to work on my air punishes. Yeah, I'm gonna get destroyed with those. I want to try to like practice that parry though. Yeah, I'm gonna get destroyed with. Okay. Definitely I'm gonna have to work on that. I'm gonna get murdered by better players going for so many jump attacks, but that's alright, we'll get used to it. Tutorials, blah 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 blah. Okay. So that was the basic tutorial. Pretty simple stuff on the basic level. And some of those tendencies, that's all gonna get worked out in, in practice. Okay, so we got normal attack strengths. I'm going to teach you about normal attacks, fundamentals of combat, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Normal attacks, light, medium, heavy. Light attacks are quick, heavy attacks are damaging, medium attacks are in the middle. That makes sense. Nothing but light attacks, heavy attacks, counter attacks. Okay, so mix up your attacks is basically what we want to do there. So light attacks for their speed, get close range, blah 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 blah. Forward dash, crouch, medium punch, crouch, medium kick. Block the crouching medium punch, then interrupt with a light attack. Interesting. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, I mean, pretty intuitive. Next are medium attacks, short range medium attacks, crunching medium punch, linked into other moves, making it difficult to strike back, mixing them into your repertoire, make close range offense all stronger. So, and then heavy attacks. Best time to use heavy attacks when your opponent leaves an opening, such as when they miss with a powerful attack. Okay, so we want to miss. Okay, so he's gonna miss the dragon punch, and I'm gonna heavy attack him. Okay. Oh, you can. Oh, I messed that up. All right, hold on. Bam, like that. Well, what the heck? That was a heavy attack. What are we doing? Mess that up. I am supposed to heavy attack, right? I don't understand. Didn't I do that? Am I not doing this right? I'll throw out a large attack. Use a standing heavy punch to counter attack me while I'm recovering. That's what I did. Oh, I went too far forward. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so you want to like time it kind of at the last frame possible. Crouching kicks. This is the footsie battle. I know that word. I know that term. Block is standing. Blah 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 blah. Low crouch kick. Crouching heavy kick. It will knock your opponent down, hoping them attack as they get back up. Normal attacks will leave you open to counterattack should they be blocked. Use at the appropriate distance. If Luke uses his crouching medium kick at close range and it's blocked, his opponent can strike back with a fast attack. Something to keep in mind against opponents with fast, long-reaching, light attacks. Okay, but what happens if he uses the same attack from a different range? If Luke uses the same crouch medium kick but from a range where only the very tip connects? The opponent will have a hard time getting an attack in. Okay. Large openings. Use them at the right distance so that only the very tip connects to greatly reduce your risk. Experiment and find the best range for your moves. Okay, so that was the next one. Did pretty good. All right. Pretty all right with that one. Yep. We're going to do the whole tutorial in this video. I will be a tutorial master by the time we're done here, which is just the very tip of the iceberg. So, all right, let's go over how to perform special moves at their different strengths. In Luke's case, yep, in Sandblast, that's a projectile, but the strength so this is like, depending on if you use heavy punch, light punch, medium punch, is the strength of your special. Yeah, that makes sense. You're either not pressing the, okay. Precisely enter then. There it is. Oh, it wanted my heavy attack. Okay. I still don't really know what the icons mean. Oh, okay. So, okay. Light, heavy, medium. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. The light one is faster but dissipates. Heavy fires more slowly but goes farther. Okay. Yeah. And then we got rising uppercut. It's our air punish. Here's a trick for while walking forward, enter the blah blah blah. You can keep going to forward. I'm gonna stand here and do neutral jumps to hit me out of the air with a rising uppercut. Okay. Oh man, I gotta work on this side. There it is. Okay. Getting that live fighting experience now. If you want to check each character's moves. Okay, that was, it was a pretty short tutorial, honestly. It didn't seem like, I feel like I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the practice room to really get the hang of what I'm trying to do. Now we're hitting the fun stuff. Combos. We're going to combo wombo. Landing successful attacks is called a combo. Blah, 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 blah. He can turn a standing medium punch into a 4-hit combo. Press triangle, use against me. Rapidly press. Okay. There's a 4-hit combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do a 4-hit combo. Shows up on the screen. Starting from jump. Land a jump attack on a grounded. Immediately perform additional attacks after landing. Jump attacks execute progressively slower with higher attack strength, but landing a heavy attack will have your opponent reeling longer, making it easier to combo from. The lower you are to the ground, the easier it will be to follow up with an additional attack. Okay, so perform a combo by landing Luke's jumping heavy attack, followed immediately by triple impact. Okay, so we want to jump. So the heavy attack, jump heavy attack. Okay. Damn it. Hold on. Come on now, Luke. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, I did that wrong. So wait a minute. Am I doing light, medium, heavy? Light, medium, heavy? Like that? Okay. Bam. Okay, hold on. We got to land the jumping heavy attack here. There it is. Okay. Yes. I got it. Jump attacks excel at creating opportunities for big damage combos. They're also risky. You can't block in the air, but more than a few comebacks have started from a single well-placed jump attack. Jumping is very tempting because it's strong. It feels very momentous. Has a lot of chains to it, but you will get knocked right out of the air against good players doing that. So if you enter the command for a special move as a normal attack or unique attack hit, you'll go straight into the special. Think of it as canceling the recovery of one move. Cancels are essential for creating combos. You can cancel into drive impacts and super arcs too. You have to be quick with the controls, but it's a technique well worth learning. Oh, that seems fancy. So Luke's standing punch is one of his cancelable moves. You can enter a special move command to cancel into it. Let's give it a shot. Try canceling Luke's standing heavy punch into sandblast. So we heavy punch, and then we're gonna like heavy punch. Do I have to connect with it? Where's the sandblast? I feel like I'm not doing this. Oh. There it is. Okay, so we really got to find that timing window between, like, right as soon as it... So there's multiple kinds of cancels. Don't worry about memorizing everything. Really, trust me, I'm not. My memory's about shot as a 33-year-old burnout, so... Alright, next tutorial. It went pretty good. I'd say it went pretty good, yeah. Yep. It's not bad. Doing alright for the tutorial. For what that's worth. Alright, now we got cross-up attacks. When you jump over an opponent, your attack won't hit, but some attacks are easy to land even after you've passed your opponent's head. These are called cross-up. Oh, yeah, so the hit, like, after. Okay. Try it out. So the trick is to land the knee part just behind the opponent's head. Oh, medium kick. I'm pushing punch. There it is. Okay, so see how my kick kind of like landed past the head, but still connected. Cross-ups pass over opponents, effectively attack from behind. You can't block them the same way you would an attack from the front. You have to block in the opposite direction. Okay, so since it's landing behind, you have to push forward on the block. Interesting. I can see how this is already like this can get from what I've read, the ceiling of skill and efficiency is like really high level. Is that all of it? Was that the whole tutorial? We're done already? But I feel like I've learned nothing. Okay, forward and back throws. Throws can be performed forward or backward by entering D-pad, input forward, a forward throw, backward, a back throw, swapping positions with your opponent. Forward throws are effective for cornering. If you're already in the corner, use a back throw. Okay. Okay, so we do forward throw first. Okay. And then we do a back throw. Okay. Pretty easy. Pretty simple. Throw from jump attacks. You're not going to stand there and wait for you. Watch for counterattacks. Wait till you're in a favorable position, like after landing a jump attack. There are exceptions depending on height and move strength, but generally speaking, you get to move first after landing a jump attack. I believe that's called frame data. I've heard that term. Don't know what it means still, but we will. We will. After you land a hit on your opponent, there's a brief moment where you can't throw them. As such, land a hit and immediately try to throw. You'll grab air instead. To avoid this, land the hit, wait a fraction of a second, and then throw. Wait too long and you open yourself up. Okay, so guard my attack, try landing a jump attack, then throwing at the right time to avoid getting hit by my counterattack. Oh, wow. Did I do it? Yes. Okay. Okay. Throw escapes. If you think your opponent's about to throw you, perform a throw escape by entering the command for a throw at the same time. Throw escapes will get you out of throws without taking any damage. Put some distance between you and your opponent while fighters remove. Okay. If you enter after you're already being thrown, it's too late. One situation to look out for is when your opponent lands a jump attack, attempts to throw, and I'll use this sequence against you. Okay, so do I block the throw attack or what? Oh, I gotta. Okay, so I block the jump attack, and then I'm teching the throw. Did not do it right. Oh, that was too far away. Hold on. Block. Throw tech. There it is. Okay. Throw escape. Remember, your opponent may go for a throw anytime they're close to you, not just after a jump attack. Keep in mind that some characters have throws that are specials. I'm sure that's Zangief. I've seen a lot of him. He looks pretty salty. And there's no throw escaping those, so be extra careful. Okay, we're cruising through the tutorial. I feel very tutorialed. Whatever that word is. Recovering from knockdowns. Okay. If you don't press anything, you'll recover in place. 2 or more buttons. The instant you get knocked down, you'll perform a backward recovery. I'm semi-familiar with those. Getting knocked down opens you up to your opponent's offense. Use a backward recovery. Be careful though. One too many times, you'll find yourself in the corner. Okay, so 2 or more buttons simultaneously. Oh, I did not do it right there. There it is. Okay, so we do it like right as we're getting knocked down. When fighting opponents with a lot of reach, it's worth choosing to recover in place. You will be opening yourself up to further attacks. The benefit of remaining closer to your opponent may outweigh the risk. Okay, so... Okay, pretty self-explanatory there. And yes, I am watching instructionals on Street Fighter while playing Street Fighter. It does not get any more obsessive than that. But that's how you get good, man. You gotta watch other people play the game. Okay, let's go over what you can do with the drive gauge in more depth. Overdrive arts. These are powered up special moves that consume 2 drive gauge blocks. Oh, 2. Whoa, 2. Special move. Press 2 of the punch kick instead of 1 and turn that special move into overdrive. The overdrive version of my Hadouken hits more times and deals more damage and even knocks the opponent down on impact. Luke's Sandblast can also be used as an overdrive. This will power it up. Give it a try. So what is that? We're going... Sandblast punch? Power up my... I don't understand. Punch, right? Am I doing this wrong? This will power it up, just like my overdrive Hadouken. Give it a try. That is a double punch, right? Am I going? I don't understand. I am supposed to double punch, right? Oh, okay, so I push it. I push 2 punch inputs? I don't quite understand that one. Master overdrive, and now drive reversals. When you block or drive parry, you can drive reversal, spinning 2 drive gauge blocks to hit your opponent with a powerful reversal attack. You are invincible after activating a drive reversal, making it a highly effective option for interrupting your opponent's attacks. So, it is recoverable. You can't KO your opponent with it. Okay, so block it or parry it. Then use a drive reversal to hit me back. Interesting. Okay. So we block it and then... that was too slow, apparently. So we block it. There it is. Okay, so you gotta You block quick and then input forward really fast into your drive reversal. When you're backed into the corner, using a drive reversal to push your opponent away is an especially effective tactic. You'll need to drive parry in order to activate. Okay. So I'm in the corner. You can perform a drive reversal by inputting forward R1, R2 while getting back up from a knockdown. You'll need 2 drive blocks to do this, though, just like performing a block. If you're worried about nailing the timing, don't worry. Input and hold the command from while you're down, and you'll perform the drive reversal the moment you get up. I'm going to knock you down, try to hit you again. While you're getting up, hit me with a drive reversal as you rise to deny my offense. Okay, pretty simple. Pretty simple. Drive rush, special dash that can be canceled into a normal attack or unique attacks while moving forward. Attacks performed out of a drive rush will have added block recovery and knockback, giving you more advantage on hit and block. So this is the green stuff. This is when we go all green, when we hulk up. Drive rushes can be activated in 2 different ways. The first way is by quickly inputting forward twice on the D-pad during a drive parry. This is called a parry drive rush. There's too many names, and it consumes half a block of gauge. Try to activate a drive rush this way. Okay, so we drive parry and then dash forward twice. And then you can also activate a drive rush from a special move, cancelable, normal attack, unique attack, which results in a cancel drive rush. Don't really know what that means. You can do a cancel drive rush by quickly inputting forward twice immediately after your move lands at the same timing as if you were canceling the move. This is like freaking physics or something, bro. I was never good in school to begin with. How am I supposed to remember all this? Alternatively, you can input triangle circle without a directional input or with a forward input immediately after your cancelable move connects. What? Okay, so land the move. Okay, so it has to be a... Although they are powerful, cancel drive rushes consume 3 drive gauge blocks. Remain mindful to avoid burnout. Okay, so the heavy punch is a cancelable normal attack. So you throw out a standing heavy punch and then quickly input forward twice the moment it connects to perform a cancel drive rush. So we land the heavy punch and then we're doing the dash thing. Bap, bap, bap. I did it. It worked. I did it. I did the thing. How's our graphics looking? Are we looking all right here? Good enough? Some weird stuff going on with the green, though, I think. It's not picking up in the OBS. I'll tinker with it. So as covered, normal moves need to connect for us to perform cancel drive rushes. There's an exception. You can perform one out of a light attack that misses the opponent. To avoid wasting your drive gauge, be sure to keep an eye on the distance between you and your opponent. Time your use of this technique well. Okay. See how drive rush enhances your normal attack. If Luke uses a crouching medium punch during a drive rush from a specific distance, it will travel farther and connect into triple impact. Okay. So we do the... Okay, so we do the heavy punch and then drive rush into triple impact. Crouching medium. Okay. That was not it. So we heavy punch. So we heavy punch. And then I'm just going into uppercut though. Oh, well, didn't I do it? Medium punch into triple impact. Light, medium, heavy. I'm not getting it here, I don't think. Drive rush. Okay, cancelable attack. It's just taking me right into Dragon Punch. I think I'm hitting the D-pad too much. Into a triple impact. Still didn't get it? Oh, it knocked him down. I think I'm missing one. Light, medium, heavy. Okay. I am not getting this. Heavy punch. Drop. I'm missing something here. I'm supposed to medium attack, right? Well, I'm getting I'm understanding the drive rush. I can't hit this one specific combo here. Okay. You know what? We'll go to the next one. Oh, I can't go to the next one? Well, I think I understand the concept. So let's just go to the next one. It's gonna take some practice. It's gonna take some practice, but we will get there. Armor effects. We got armor in Street Fighter. That makes no sense. Armor is an effect that prevents you from reacting to damage from attacks other than throws. You'll simply shrug off your opponent's attack and keep going. Certainly powerful, not invincible. Use armor to absorb. If you only have a sliver of health left, this kind of damage will still KO you. Keep this in mind. All characters have drive impacts, which are armored moves. Drive impacts have more armor than any other moves. They can absorb 2 hits. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna attack you. Use a drive impact to absorb my strike. Okay. Okay, so I think I understand that concept. Luke's Overdrive Avenger is one example. Armor lets you fight back from a defensive position or force a shift in momentum from a neutral situation if you sense your opponent is about to attack. Skillful armor use can turn things around when you need it most. Okay. It's incredibly useful, but not without its weaknesses. First, every move with armor has a set number of attacks it can absorb. Drive impacts can absorb 2, but as soon as you take a 3rd hit, armor will shatter and you will take damage. When a move breaks through armor like this, we call it an armor break. When an armor break appears, okay. Non-drive impact moves with armor can generally absorb a single hit. Keep this in mind when using armored moves or when you're on the receiving end of one. Another weakness to consider is that some moves can break through armor and cause an armor break with a single hit. Using armor against these moves is practically begging for a few bruises, or we're cruising for a bruising. Wow. Consistent way to armor break is through super arts. Other than throw super arts, all super arts, regardless of level, will cause an armor break. Not necessarily something that's going to be relevant in every match, but it's worth keeping in mind. There are some characters with armor break special moves too. Okay, well, I guess we'll get a sense of all that as we keep going. I think I'm getting the tutorial pretty. You know, the thing about is like the information side of it is really kind of. It's a lot of it's pretty intuitive. It's the application and the implementing in a real-time match that makes things, it's kind of like Magic. Not really, because Magic is very complicated, convoluted, but I could explain how cards work fairly easily, but how they work in an actual game is a different level. So now we got Lock State. Quick review of drive impacts. If your opponent's in the corner, you hit them with a drive impact, they're slammed, they'll be defenseless even if they're blocking, and then when this happens, a crush message will appear. You got crush on me. There are situations where crush state won't occur and your opponent won't take any damage even if they block a drive impact in the corner. This occurs if your opponent blocks an attack and is forced to block a drive impact immediately afterward with no gap in between. This is referred to as lock state. They are locked in a block recovery. Okay, makes sense. Lock message will appear. It is common for lock to occur when you immediately drive impact during an attack sequence. Keep this in mind when crafting your offense in the corner. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. We'll get practice with that in our training mode. I think that's where I'm looking. I'm definitely looking forward to trying out the training mode. From what I've read and seen, that's like how you really excel and get better. Types of blocking. Blocking is the backbone of a fighter's defense, but even blocking changes slightly depending on whether you have any drive gauge left. When you have drive gauge stocked up, you'll handily defend against attacks with a drive block. However, after using up all your drive gauge, you will enter burnout, which means you won't be able to block with the same finesse. Let's talk about what that means. Let's talk about it. Drive blocking. Drive blocking as your standard defense, available as long as you have gauge. You can drive block anything, even super arts, without taking damage. Every attack you drive block will drain your drive gauge, and if all you do is block, your drive gauge will be empty before you know it. You'll have to either move from your opponent, wait for your drive gauge to recover, or drive parry to build it back up. Okay. When you run out of drive gauge and enter burnout, your ability to block weakens. This is a fragile and dangerous state. Pretty much like my life, 24/7. If you block special moves and super arts while in burnout, you'll be able to completely shrug them off and will suffer chip damage. You won't take as much damage as an actual hit, but it still could be enough to KO you if your vitality is low. Okay. When you block attacks in this weakened state, you have to wait slightly longer before you can move again. So mind the drive gauge is what I'm hearing a lot here. Don't just go into burnout. Counterattacks that normally work after blocking might not reach. Attacks that once left your opponent vulnerable will suddenly leave your opponent at an advantage. Needless to say, burnout is something you want to avoid whenever possible. I gathered that much. I definitely see that. That seems to be a good idea. If you're hit with drive impact in the corner while in burnout, you're stunned. Yep, I remember that from the second game. The one silver lining is that blocking attacks while in burnout will cause your drive gauge to recover more quickly, and burnout going on the attack is a good way to avoid being put on the defensive, but it may also be wise to prioritize the recovery of your drive gauge. Makes sense. Seems pretty self-explanatory. Do not go into burnout. Avoid the burnout. And I do think I see a lot of players when I'm watching these matches and studying the high-level pros. They're not just like throwing out combos and crazy specials and ults and all that stuff. They're being very mindful of when to do it based on the drive gauge. So that's something I'll keep an eye on. Projectiles, like a fireball, like a Hadouken. They don't fly straight forward horizontally. Some travel along the ground, some through the air, and others at varying angles. Every character with projectiles uses them in different ways. Sandblast travels quite far, can shut down your opponent's offense from a considerable distance. It's a long-range tool for controlling space. Projectile clashes. When your opponent throws one, the projectiles will cancel each other. I remember that. From the second game, Street Fighter 2. Oh, okay, so we gotta cancel them out. Oh, messed up the input there. There we go, okay. Okay. When two projectiles clash, they'll cancel each other. However, if two types of projectiles of different strengths collide, the stronger one will win. Special moves lose to overdrive, which lose to super art. So it's like rock, paper, scissors. This is the worst example of rock, paper, scissors I've ever done. So, okay, so special lose to overdrive, which lose to super arts. So go special, overdrive, super arts. Okay. Let's say a special move projectile and an overdrive projectile collide. In this case, the overdrive projectile is stronger, so it will blow through the special move and keep going. In short, projectiles will only cancel each other out when they have the same move strength, as if it wasn't complicated enough. Use an overdrive sandblast to tear through it. I don't... Oh. Hold on, let me do that again. Oh, hold on, let me do that again. Hold on, let me do that again. Wasn't that it? Didn't I do it? What am I doing wrong? I don't understand. Well, that I didn't even do the blast right. There it is. Okay. Is that two double punch? Is that punch input, or am I hitting two punch buttons at the same time, like light and medium? You know what? I'm probably gonna have to like learn what the hell input buttons mean, because I did it, but I don't know how I did it, and that's the important thing. I want to know how I'm doing it. Getting the hang of the projectile hierarchy, you're going to see a lot of projectiles clashing once you're in a real fight. Knowing how to use stronger moves to win these wars is certain to prove useful, blah, 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 blah. Okay. 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 I think I'm getting it. And again, a lot of this stuff I'm just going to have to pick up through training, through a lot of practice and real fights. I'm nowhere near ready for any of that. I actually want to do the story mode. I see a lot of people skip the story mode and just go right onto online matches. I think that's kind of a mistake. I think it's like good to do like the story, play against the AI, the characters and whatnot, and then that way you actually might have fun playing the game. I know that's a crazy concept for competitive players, but I think it'll be fun, and then I'll get a better handle on like how to do the stuff in between the weeds. So, types of invincible moves. Some moves allow you to attack or move while negating your opponent's attacks. They are referred to as invincible moves. It's invincible. Moves aren't necessarily effective against every possible attack. My Shuriken and Luke's Rising Uppercut will negate an opponent's jumping attacks, allowing us to attack with impunity. These are anti-air invincibility. Anti-air is a huge thing in fighting games. You've got to know how to anti-air. Come at you with a jump attack. Use a Rising Uppercut to intercept me. Oh. Hold on, let me try that again. There it is. Okay. You blasted right through my jump attack without so much as a scratch. Anti-air invincibility is only effective against jump attacks. If your opponent's on the ground, their attack will win. Remember this way. Remember your training. Kakarot. There are also moves that are invincible to an opponent's throws and projectiles. Should you have time, it couldn't hurt to look into what type of invincible moves your opponents have at their disposal. Well, I don't have time. I need to be master rank tomorrow. What do I do to get there? Cheat. That's what you do. You cheat. There are overdrive special moves and super arts that are completely invincible against all forms of attack. Moves with invincibility against specific types of attack are used to shut down parts of your opponent's strategy. Fully invincible moves, on the other hand, are best thought of as a way to blow through your opponent's offense and turn the tables completely. Alright. we'll get plenty of practice with that too as well. Hopefully the sound is good and is decent. I don't know how loud it's peaking out. If you can still hear me over the background volume. If not, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, be my friend, please, because I have none types of anti-airs. Many of your opponents will avoid fighting on the ground. There's jujitsu. There's jujitsu in Street Fighter. Instead, opting to come at you from the air with jump attacks. Being able to intercept and neutralize these attacks, we refer to them as anti-airs. Yeah. Anti-air is... We're going to need a lot of practice with anti-air. Luke's crouching heavy punch is one example. I'm going to come at you with a jump attack. Use a crouching heavy punch to intercept me. So crouch heavy punch. Oh, I did a little too early. Okay. So crouch, bam. Oh, did it too late that time. See, timing's got to be perfect. Hold on, let me try that again. Bam, there it is. Okay. Getting a feel for how to anti-air. Each anti-air has its own quirks. You can't go wrong with recognizing your opponent's jump. Yeah. Another option is to quickly use a jumping light attack or medium attack during the rising part of your jump arc. Some characters can throw in the air. Both are effective air-to-air choices when positioned close to opponents. Special moves as anti-air, Luke's rising uppercut. Master these moves and you'll have anti-air covered in no time. Okay. Now you know a thing or two about anti-airs. In real fights, you never know when your opponent is going to jump at you. A successful anti-air strategy includes keeping the possibility of your opponent jumping in mind. How do you train yourself to be ever mindful of jumps? When you're starting out, focus on distance and positioning. Learn the exact distance where your opponent's forward jumps can reach you. Being slightly closer to your opponent than at the start of the round is a solid reference point. At this range, focus solely on watching for your opponent to forward jump. Practice this in real fights. And then once you have the positioning down, think about when your opponent wants to jump. Ask yourself, if I was my opponent, when would I want to jump in? You gotta get in their mind state. You gotta read their mind. It's telepathy. When your opponent uses projectiles and other moves to keep you at bay, you want to go over them with quick and easy forward jumps, right? Well, so does your opponent. Always keep that in mind during a fight. Use your long-reaching space control moves from inside and outside their range. If you have projectiles, work those in too. From there, pay attention and wait to see if your opponent forward jumps. If they crack under pressure and jump at you, hit them with an anti-air. If you can intercept your opponent when they jump, momentum will be on your side. Likewise, if you fail to anti-air your opponent, they'll get to dictate what happens next. And that's kind of the give and take that defines these situations. Still, using moves to control space will help narrow down the possible times and situations where your opponent will jump in, much more so than simply waiting. Beyond that, you'll have to keep fighting to hone your intuition. Okay, we're getting through it. We're making progress. And I feel like a lot of this stuff is kind of, muscle memory with fighting games. Obviously, everyone's different, but the underlying fundamentals are kind of the same. That's a thing in fighting, actual fighting, like mixed martial arts, that even though people will do stuff different ways and have different tendencies, the fundamentals are what that's what gets you to the dance. That's what's gonna pay the bills. So you want to have a good understanding of fundamentals. To traits of level 2 super arts, you can spend 2 bars of gauge to use a level 2 super art, just like special moves. Cancel into them from certain moves, but there's something that sets them apart. Cancel into level 2 super arts from overdrive. You can read up on cancels in the beginner section. I kind of remember cancels. After hitting with overdrive flash knuckle, cancel into eraser. Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me? What? How the hell? So that's OD knuckle. There's no way. Did I do it? I did it. Holy cow. How the hell did I do that? I don't even know how I did that, to be honest. I'm just hitting inputs on the D-pad and just hoping. Okay. Now you know how to cancel overdrive special moves into level 2 super arts for expanded. No, I do not. I do not know how, computer. It's an excellent way to increase combo damage, but opportunities to use overdrive special moves. Experiment with different overdrive special moves, and you're bound to make some interesting discoveries. Level 3 super arts. You can use level 3 in exchange for 3 bars of gauge, like level 2. You can cancel into them from certain normal attacks and unique, as well as from overdrive special moves. But that's not all. There's more. You can also cancel into them from normal special moves. It's tough to grasp how meaningful that is from a mere explanation. So let's try it now. All of this is tough to grasp from a mere explanation. Use a standing heavy punch, cancel it into heavy flash knuckle, then cancel that into pale rider with blah 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 to complete the combo. What? Here's the important part. Input the next command early. So hit blah right after you press heavy, and input kick right after you pressing. What? There's no way. There's no way. So we go heavy attack. Input the next command early. Hit right after you press heavy. No freaking way. Okay, I think that was... Okay. So, hit, cancel, and then kick. Holy cow. So, heavy punch. And then forward kick. Wow. There's no way. Right after pressing. What? Hit. Heavy punch. Oh, did I do it? I mean, I whiffed the super, but I think that was what we're supposed to do, right? So, heavy punch. Heavy punch. I think I'm doing it right, but I'm whiffing on the end there. Right after you. Don't try to wait till the move hits. Up. How the fuck? I did it. What am I doing wrong? Punch. Cancel. The thing. Okay. I gotta do it like right as he's in the air, huh? Dude, that is so hard. That is freaking hard. Heavy punch. Thing. Okay, I think I'm getting tilted on this one, so we might have to come back to this. Heavy punch. Hit thing right after you press thing, and then thing right after pressing thing. Man, that's hard. I feel like people cannot appreciate. I feel like people cannot appreciate how hard this actually is to do in an actual setting, because okay, I have tried this like 1,000 times. We are gonna have to come back to that. My God. Getting a feel for how these combos flow together? Not really. Not really. Pretty lost on that one, but it'll come in time. Cancel a normal into a special, then cancel a special into a level 3. Wow. Maybe modern is the way to go. This can be started from one of your standard space controlling normal attacks. Plus, you don't need to use drive gauge. They risk losing a huge amount of vitality after getting tagged by an unassuming normal, a high-pressure situation, to put it simply. Getting used to capitalizing on these kind of situations takes practice. You think? You think so? Once you're able to rattle off these combos, your opponent's going to be more cautious every time Super R gauge is full. If a special move uses the same type of input as a super, you can use that special input when using a super. Input, kick after punch, combo into sandblast, into pale rider easily. Super easily, yeah. Try doing like you normally would, but stick a punch in there in the middle. What? 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 I don't understand what they're trying to tell me. Try doing like you normally would, but stick a punch in there in the middle. What the f does that mean? I don't feel like that was it. Well, I mean, I understand the supers, but I do not know what they mean by this. I do not know what they mean by this at all. I do not know what they mean by this at all. Yeah, I do not know what they mean by this at all. We'll come back. Next guide. Next. Use this when you're feeling overwhelmed with inputs and feel like you're not going to have time to do what you want. I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed now. Not going to lie. We're pretty overwhelmed just in the tutorial. My gosh. Okay, well, Reversals! Anytime you can't move from taking damage, blocking, or getting up off the ground, enter the command for a move to have it execute as soon as possible. We refer to this as reversals. The moves you can perform as reversals are special moves, overdrive, super arch, drive impact, drive parries. Successfully perform a reversal and a reversal message will appear. So, what? Using reversals. Focus on reversals when you're getting up. After being knocked down, use a fully invincible special move like Overdrive Shuriken or Luke's Rising Uppercut. Do this, you'll be able to strike back against opponents who try to attack you as you're recovering. Try out reversals, knock you down with a sweep, then attack as you get up. Use an Overdrive Rising Uppercut as a reversal. Damn it. Oh, let me try that again. No, let me try that again. Oh, I hit him. Let me try that again. What am I doing wrong here? Forward, down. Forward, down. Corner. Forward, down, corner. There it is, I did it! I did the OD rising uppercut! I still don't know how. Well done, you used a fully invincible move to stop my offense in its track. You probably saw the reversal message too, right? Yeah, kinda did, yeah. I still don't know how it works, but... If you don't have a fully invincible, use a special R. You can also use a drive reversal, blah, 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 blah. Fully invincible move as a reversal. Your opponent sees it coming and blocks it. You lead a massive counterattack for the trouble. To keep your defense unpredictable, it can be better to block sometimes instead. I think I'll be doing a lot of blocking instead. Because I do not know how any of those works. How many tutorials are there? This was going to be one video. Rapid cancels. Let's discuss a technique known as rapid canceling. You can rapidly press light normal attack to quickly cancel the move's recovery and make yourself safe. It's a good way to attack without leaving yourself open. Only light normal attacks can be rapid cancel. You can't use this technique with medium and heavy. Every character has specific moves they can and can't rapid. In Luke's case, he can rapid cancel his crouching light attacks, but not standing light attacks. Okay. Making use. Let's put... Okay, so Luke's crouching light attacks can be rapid cancel. Walk up and hit me with a chain of 3 crouching light punches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. What? What the hell? Luke can start with his crouching light kick, which hits low, open his opponent's defense. He can combo by canceling into a special move with quick startup. Light attacks barely leave an opening, making rapid cancels an effective way to attack at close range. Holy cow. Are you overwhelmed yet? Because I am. I'm pretty overwhelmed at this point. I don't know about you, but... I'm struggling. Jumping, backdashing, throws. It's Zangief! We get me Zangief! When your opponent attempts to throw you, you can get out with a throw escape. We're going to explore ways we can avoid throws by jumping. Strikes can knock you out of the start of your jump, but depending on the direction of your jump, you can create space or switch positions. Even if your opponent chooses to do something other than throw, jumping will put you in the air, reducing your risk. Blocking while alternating between throw escapes and jumps is an effective way to avoid throws. Jumps are even more effective at avoiding special move throws. Special move throws can't be defended against with throw escapes, and they're dangerous since they can't be blocked either. However, if they whiff, they leave the user wide open. If you manage to avoid one by jumping, you'll have a great opportunity to counter. Another way to deal with special move throws with a backdash. Okay, backdash. Let's look at how you can go on the offense after using a jump to avoid a throw. As an example, you can walk up to your opponent, make it look like you're going to throw them, so they attempt to throw escape, and then vertical jump in front of them instead. They will be stuck in throw recovery, and you get to attack on the way down. Effective in the corner. Keep that in mind. I'll sure try. I will sure try, buddy. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. It's a little tricky. Little bit tricky. Attacks that prevent recovery. Some attacks will knock the opponent down and prevent them from using knockdown recovery. When this happens, hard knockdown will appear for the player who's knocked down. There are many attacks that cause a hard knockdown: sweeps and normal throws, punish counter. I'll perform a crouching heavy kick. After you block it, perform a crouching heavy kick to cause a punish counter and knockdown. Okay. So we... Like that? Like that one? Use a throw to cause a punish counter. Throw me while I'm in drive parry. Bink. Okay, pretty easy. I'm probably going to be spamming a lot of throws. Did you notice how that caused a hard knockdown? You can't use recoveries after a hard knockdown, so there's no need to worry about your opponent doing a backward recovery. You have a free reign to attack as they get up. These aren't the only moves that cause hard knockdowns. Some characters have special moves and super arts that can cause hard knockdowns, and some have specific moves that cause one on punish counter. It's worth learning which are which, so you know which to be wary of in battle. Cool, great. How many tutorials are there? I thought this was gonna be one video. This is gonna be long, and it's just the tutorial. It's not that interesting. Counters. Counter hit occurs when you hit an opponent before their move comes out. Specifically, it's when you hit an opponent after their move begins to come out, but before it reaches the point where it can hit you. When a player lands a counter hit message will appear. The initial counter hit itself deals 20 more damage. Opponents on the ground will suffer extra knockback, allowing you to connect moves together. Punish counters. Strike an opponent while they're recovering from an attack. You'll cause a punish counter, which is, as the name implies, a punishing version of a normal counter. You can cause a punish counter by attacking your opponent before their move is something able to hit you. When a player lands a punish counter message will appear. They deal 20% more damage. They also cause a longer knockback. This means you can land even more damaging combos off a punish counter. It's also worth remembering that landing punish counters with certain moves can change the way your opponent reacts to the hit, allowing you to get follow-ups in ways that wouldn't normally be possible. Okay. Cause an actual punish counter, observe the difference. I'm going to miss with a special move. Hit me with a standing heavy kick as I recover to cause a punish counter. Oh, wow, he went all flying there in the air. He went spinning. Did you notice the way I got knocked back in the damage? Yes, I did notice. He was flying in the air. I'm flying in the air. Once you're able to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes with punish counters, they're going to be much more weary. For now, just focus on blocking and counterattacking. Wow. Okay. Okay. Think I'm a little overstimulated. Trying to do this all in one sitting, but my gosh. Drive gauge recovery. Yeah, we went over this. Refill speed is affected by actions. Okay, so more drive gauge stuff. It refills when you land attacks. Okay. The stronger a normal attack or unique attack is, the more drive gauge it recovers. The amount recovered by special moves varies. That means landing a string of attacks in a combo is a fantastic way to recover your drive gauge. If you use drive gauge in the middle of a combo, you'll stop recovering drive gauge until the combo ends. Drive rushes are excellent for dealing extra damage, but you'll want to keep this rule in mind if your drive gauge is running low. You can also recover your gauge by parrying. Okay, yeah. Drive gauge depletion. Let's look at ways to drain your opponent's drive gauge. Once you understand the basics, it'll be easier to push your opponent into burnout. The most basic way to chip at them is by making them block your attacks. Okay. If your opponent fails to block your attacks, it won't drain their drive gauge, with a few exceptions. Specifically, landing a punish counter, drive impact, or super art will drain them. Okay. Punish counters by hitting your opponent while they're recovering from a move. This will deal additional damage. The amount of drive gauge you can drain varies by move. Large moves leave you vulnerable, are harder to land punish counters with, but drain more drive gauge on hit to make up for it. Simply landing a drive impact will drain 1 block of your opponent's gauge. If you use a drive impact to land a punish counter, you'll drain 1.5 blocks. That's a big deal. Sounds like it. It's important to counter your opponent's drive impacts with drive impacts of your own. Pull this off, massive opportunity. You'll drain a huge chunk of your drive gauge, opponent's drive gauge, and have an opportunity to land a big damage combo. Finally, super arts, like drive impact super arts, will drain your opponent's drive gauge. A level 1 drains half a block, level 2 drains 1 block, level 3 drains 1.5. When your vitality is low, your level 3 super art becomes a critical art, which drains 2 blocks of drive gauge on hit. Pretty cool. Best time to land is when they're close to burnout. Defending while in burnout. When your drive gauge empties, you'll enter burnout. I believe I explained as such earlier. Okay, Mr. Pedantic tutorial teacher. Explain it again, because I don't really understand. Burnout is a truly precarious state in which you can't perform any drive gauge related actions, and you risk being stunned. You'll automatically recover from burnout over time, much like the way your drive gauge recovers, and just like your gauge, it won't begin recovering immediately. Once you learn how this works, you'll be able to battle psychologically with your opponents. Burnout, blah, 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 blah. The biggest difference is that blocking attacks will speed up your rate of recovery from burnout. During burnout, you're unable to move for a longer period of time after blocking. You'll be more susceptible than normal to offense, but if you can buckle down and defend, you'll recover from burnout more quickly. Let's take a look at what happens after you recover from stun. When you're in burnout, getting hit by a drive impact in the corner will stun you. You will be completely helpless, but when you recover from stun, you will recover from burnout. Let's consider how to attack and defend while in burnout. When you enter burnout, your top priority should be to avoid ending up in the corner as much as possible. If your opponent hits you with drive impact while you're in the corner, you'll be stunned. To make matters worse, while in burnout, you have precious few ways to avoid drive impacts. Your only options are to jump or use a super. It is a difficult situation and one you want to avoid at all costs. If you put your opponent in burnout, you should go on the attack immediately. Chip damage, threaten, stun, more damage opportunities than usual. Using special moves to deal chip damage through your opponent's defenses and inflicting stun right before they recover from burnout is ideal. Once a player is in burnout, fights get quite tense. Understanding how burnout works and using its nuances to your advantage will undoubtedly make you a better fighter. So get them in burnout. Get them in burnout is what I'm hearing. How long is this? Okay, so I think we only have advanced left. And then we're done. And there's only a few in advance. So let's do that and we'll wrap this up and call it a video. My tutorial experience. I spent 30 days in the tutorial. Perfect parry details. Perfect parries occur when you perform a drive parry the very instant an opponent's attack would hit you. Do this and you'll see through the attack in a moment of supreme focus, allowing you to act before your opponent. To pull off a perfect parry, hold back to block and input drive parry the moment your opponent's attacks hit. Hold back or down. If you're able to do so, you'll perform a perfect parry. A successful perfect parry sharpens your senses, and for a moment it will be as if time itself has slowed. I think this is what they say the cheaters use to like always hit this, because it's like really hard to hit. If you perfect parry a light attack, you can choose to strike back with a light attack of your own. A heavy attack, you can either heavy or medium. And then once you're used to it, you can start considering punish counters, making the reward for perfect parries more valuable. So perfect parries look pretty hard. Even if you drive parry at the correct time, you won't perform a perfect parry because you didn't input the correct... Oh, so you have to put that direction input in to perfect parry. Okay. Explanation up to this point assumed you were perfect parrying strikes, but things are different when using them against projectiles. When you perfect parry a projectile, time doesn't stop. It's more or less the same when you perform a standard drive parry. So what's the benefit of perfect parrying a projectile? Normally when you block or drive parry an opponent's attacks, you get pushed back slightly. Perfect parrying negates this. Essentially, perfect parrying makes it easier to close in on opponents who keep trying to hit you with projectiles. If you miss the timing for a perfect parry, a standard drive parry will come out instead. As for projectiles, you don't have to worry the direction you're inputting. Just press drive parry as it hits and you'll perfect parry. This is perfect for when you're trying to advance forward, blah, 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 blah. Alright, time to look at a few practical ways to use perfect parries. You can go for perfect parries in a variety of situations, but the easiest time to use them is when you can see your opponent's move coming and react accordingly. A good example is a powerful move that's slow to execute, but will leave you unable to strike back if you block it. Special moves where your opponent charges forward or ones that create an advantageous situation at close range are common examples, but the most obvious move to try to perfect parry against is a drive impact. Fastest way to learn is give it a try. So he's going to drive impact. Before it hits me, perform a drive parry while holding back. That was not a perfect parry. Oh, that one was. Okay, on my second try. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. In tutorial. One drive impact perfect parry, making it riskier for your opponents to throw out low risk moves. Okay. If you're slightly off with your timing, you'll get a standard drive parry instead. Keep this in mind. You'll be able to reduce the risk from a failed perfect parry. That one's gonna probably take some time. And really the difficulty is like going back and forth between the parry and the throw tech. I'm noticing, like guessing when that's coming, pretty difficult. After using an attack, there's a period of time where you can't act or move. This is referred to as recovery. Recovery is what leaves an opening after you or your opponent use a move. The longer the recovery on a move, the easier it is to land a counterattack. Heavy attacks are a great example. They deal serious damage, but have long recovery to match, having a thorough grasp of reach and recovery to avoid getting hit. Every move has a recovery period, but blocking a move has recovery as well. You guessed it, block recovery. The stronger the move, the longer you'll have to wait to act after blocking it. If the block recovery of a move is shorter than the attacker's recovery, the blocker will get to act before the attacker. I think this is where they meet the plus and minus things. Those terms come into play here, if I'm not mistaken. If the block recovery of a move is longer than the attacker's recovery, the attacker will maintain their advantage. How much advantage? That depends on the move, but as a rule, if the defender tries to attack when they're disadvantaged, the attacker can use a fast move to get a counter hit, throw to break the guard. Put simply, you likely don't want to push a button when you're at a disadvantage. Okay. I think we're almost there. We're making headway. The importance of confirms. You've learned a lot. You're probably feeling like you're getting the hang of how to use your various moves. Not really. Not really. Let's go one step further and learn how to use these moves to their fullest. That means being aware of your opponent's actions when you use a move and adjusting your response depending on what comes next. This is confirms. Let's say you do a forward jump attack to approach, connect into a cancelable normal move, and cancel that into a special move. If you can ensure this hits and turn it into a combo, you'll be able to deal more damage consistently. The issue is that almost all special moves leave openings. If your opponent blocks all of your attacks up to the special move, you are left at a disadvantage and risk getting counterattacked. This is why confirming is vital in battle. For example, visually confirm that your forward jump attack was blocked, and then instead of going for a normal attack, elect to throw them. Doing this lets you eliminate the risk of your special move being blocked. Of course, if you can confirm that the first hit connects, you can then continue on with the rest of the attack, ending with a special. Remember to adapt to your situation. Confirms come in many forms. Most prevalent are hit confirms and situational confirms. Let's use the previous jump attack example to explain this in more detail. Imagine you do a forward jump, but your opponent isn't doing anything. It's difficult to know if your attack is going to be hit or blocked. You can visually confirm that your opponent used a large attack on the ground or throw a projectile. Then you can anticipate that your jump attack is going to hit. From there, you can focus your attention on landing a powerful combo once you connect. Confirm the opponent's situation when you use an attack. Proceed under the assumption that once it hits, this is what we call a situational confirm. My head hurts. Situational confirms aren't limited to the jump attack situation we discussed. You'll find them invaluable anytime you're fighting for control of the neutral. They are a key element to improve your overall game. I'm going to teach you about hit confirms. If you hit an opponent with 2 crouching light attacks and cancel, you'll be able to convert a quick, easy-to-use normal attack. But if your opponent blocks your attack and you still cancel, you'll be left wide open. It's essential you only cancel into the special move when you've confirmed that you hit your opponent with the crouching light. The trick is to treat the 2 crouching light attacks as a sequence. Pay close attention so that by the time the second crouching light attack comes out, you're aware of whether or not the first one hit. If it did, then and only then should you cancel into the special. Let's have you try it. I'm going to wait here and defend against your attacks at random. Your goal is to hit me with 2 crouching light attacks, and then if they hit, combo into the second light attack with the rising uppercut. Otherwise, stop and try again. What? 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 Oh, I only do 2, right? Bink, bink. Okay, we gotta do it. Bink, 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 bink. He's blocking. 2, 2. Oh. I think I did it. I definitely did that. I did that. I did it. I did it right. I did that right. Son of a... Are you kidding me? There, I did it! I got it! Great, that was far from easy, but you pulled it off with flying colors. If your opponent blocks your attack, switch gears and try something else. It takes practice, but it's worth it. You're going to have trouble hit confirming light attacks consistently. Some characters can connect medium into normal. Practice makes perfect, blah, 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 blah. I feel like I am in like AP chemistry, and I didn't even get to regular P chemistry. So like the neutral game, this is crazy. What we call the neutral encompasses the battle for positioning at mid-range with both moving carefully. Blah 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 blah. Pokes, counter pokes. I'm familiar with these. Yep, I know what a poke is. But if you don't, I guess, pokes serve as a powerful deterrent to moving, to bait you into missing or whiffing. Moves like far-reaching lows are being particularly well suited as pokes. That's the footsies. So I kind of know this stuff. Will eventually find themselves in the corner, significant disadvantage, backing up. And then you have a few options for dealing with drive impacts. Yeah. I kind of know this stuff here. Next up are counter pokes. Counter poke attack when you think your opponent is going to move or attack, knocking them out of whatever action they attempt. The most important thing to remember about counter pokes: if your opponent doesn't take an action, your attack will likely miss. If your prediction's off, you leave yourself wide open. Yeah, I kind of understand this stuff. Since you and your opponent are both trying to deter each other, it's not uncommon for counter pokes to collide. To come out on top in situations like these, it's important to look into which of your moves match best against your opponents. Miss with an attack and you leave yourself open to some risk, but it's possible to use this to your advantage. Counter poke with a cancelable move, and you can quickly enter a special move command in advance, anticipating it will hit. If your prediction is correct and the move hits, you will cancel. If you miss, you will do nothing, reducing your risk. Entering special move commands in advance like this is known as buffering. Master how to buffer specials, and your counter pokes will be much more rewarding. Luke's crouching medium kick as a counter poke. Try buffering overdrive flash knuckle. If you enter the command too late, you run the risk of accidentally using a special move when you miss with your attack, so be careful with your timing. What? I'm going to move back and forth while slowly advancing. Try poking with a crouching medium kick. Crouching medium kick into OD flash knuckle. So there's medium kick. I don't know. I still don't think I'm understanding these. I still don't think I'm really understanding these. Is that punch? Or am I supposed to be... Well, I understand the concept, but... Did I get it? 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 Oh! Did I get it? Did I get it? Oh! That was it. What the hell? That was it. That was it. Wasn't that the move? I think I have to... I'm not canceling soon enough. Isn't that OD flash knuckle right there? I don't think so. I don't think I'm doing it right. I don't think I'm understanding the punch inputs correctly, but that's okay. I feel like we've accomplished a lot. We'll go to the next one. You buffered special moves. You will miss if you counter poke your opponent from too far away. Whiff punishes. If counter pokes are the answer to pokes, whiff punishes are the answer to counter pokes. Whiff punishing is hitting your opponent when attack misses or whiffs. I know that word. We use that word in Magic. When you whiff, it means it didn't work. It means you got a bunch of nothing. Okay. Mastering whiffs is well worth it. Heavy attacks are one thing. Whiff punishing medium attacks recover more quickly. Try whiff punishing to get a sense of it. I'm going to whiff crouching medium attacks just outside of range. Hit me with a standing medium punch while I'm recovering, then go straight into snapback combo. Did I do it? Did I do it? Did I do it? I don't think I'm doing it. I don't think I'm doing it. I am not punishing the whiff correctly. And there I didn't even get whiffed because he hit me. What in the... what are you talking about? Am I not doing this right either? I understand the concept, but I'm not reaching him. Snap back combo. I don't even care. There you have it. Whiff punish. I think you got it down. They'll serve you once you master them, but it won't be easy. It's not easy right now. If your opponent moves towards you and you match their space by backing up, you'll find yourself in the corner. Real world neutral, starting to understand the thought process underpinning the neutral game a little bit. 3 elements from a triad of sorts, will each having its own strengths and weaknesses. What matters most is thinking about what your opponent is trying to do in any given situation. Do everything you can to elude your opponent while ensuring your own strikes land. That is the general idea of fighting games, from what I've heard. In real matches, you have to consider dashes, jumps, projectiles, and more. Is that it? Are we done? I think we're done. I think we're done. Yes, that is the entire tutorial on Street Fighter. Woo, man, that was meaty. Lengthy and meaty, but none of it's gonna work until I apply it into real match scenarios. So there you have it. That is the tutorial for Street Fighter 6. I am really looking forward to this game. I'm probably gonna just get absolutely wrecked for quite a long time. But practice makes perfect. So we'll be putting in a lot of practice, probably do the story mode, and get us ready for our ranked journey. So like and subscribe if you want to see me do the ranked journey on Street Fighter 6. A lot of fun. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. And I'll see you in the next one.